Today we're going to draw an Among Us character with minimal supplies. So all I need is a pencil, a black coloring utensil, a gray coloring utensil, and whatever color you want to use for your Among Us character. Let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a letter U on my page. Then when I'm done with my letter U, I'm going to flip them on over because that is actually going to be for the body and the head of my Among Us character. And then I'm going to come on down to the bottom and I'm going to do a curved line here. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Those are going to be the feet. A lot of times one of them is a little bit shorter than the other. So what you can do as well is make one of these a little higher up. So I'm going to move that up a little bit. From there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a line up. And it's going about 1/4 of the way up here and then a curved line over. Now on the other leg, I'm just going to bring that on up. And these look a little far apart now, but we are going to use a black outline later. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come about 1/4 of the way down on the top part of my character. I'm going to do a line over, and I'm going to come on down till about 1/4 of the way from the bottom. And then I'm going to do another line. It's a little bit curved, so you might notice that they're not pointy edges here, right? They're curved. Last thing I'm going to do for the drawing is the little visor that he's wearing. So I'm going to use this as the middle point for my visor. So I'm going to come on over and I'm going to do a little dot. And then that means that I know that I'm going to do the same amount above that dot as I am below that dot. And then from there, I'm going to just do a curved line over, past the head a little bit, down, and back over. So you might notice it's pretty much, it looks very much like a rectangle with curvy edges. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to block out where our different values go. So on all the characters, they have a darker color on the bottom and a lighter at the top. So we're going to do some guiding lines for that. So I'm going to start all the way up here, a little past the backpack, and I'm going to come down, curve around, and back up. Now this kind of looks like a U shape, except one is shorter than the other. Last thing that I'm going to do is also block off over here on the backpack a curved little line so I can see where that goes as well. Okay. All right, so now we're ready and we are going to start the coloring process. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to do all of the outlining. So I'm going to use my black utensil and I'm going to add a nice thick line all the way around all of the pencil lines that I have so far. And you're noticing I'm not just tracing it, guys. I'm doing a nice thick line just like the character has. So I'm tracing the whole entire thing. All right, I got an outline, guys. Now, before I move on any further in my coloring, I'm going to come on over here and I'm going to erase this pencil line right here. And then I'm going to block off where his bright highlight is up here on his visor. So I'm going to do a little curved line that follows along the top line here, another curved line, and then attach it. So it looks like a kind of a long oval jelly bean type shape right here. All right, now we're ready for the fun stuff. We get to add all those colors. So pick your own color. I chose red for mine. It's up to you what you want to choose for yours. So below the lines that we made, everything below, we're going to color, but we're going to press pretty hard on this because we want this to be darker than what we do on the top. So I'm going to go ahead and color all of this using a nice dark value with my crayon. Oh my goodness, he's starting to look great. So now we're going to finish up with the red by coloring all of this up here and here a little bit lighter. Same crayon, but I'm not pressing quite as hard. So you can kind of see up here on the backpack, I'm pressing lighter, and that's going to give us that two-tone look that all these Among Us characters have in the game. Don't do his visor yet. We'll do that here in a second together. All right, so we're done with that red. I'm going to pull on over my black again and my gray, okay? So we're going to finish up here, and actually in most of these visors there's 3 different values. There's a light highlight, which is that circle that we drew, and then there's a medium, and I'm just going to use my crayon for the medium, the gray, and I'm going to start up here and I'm going to draw a line here with my crayon, and it's kind of a curve, and that's going to be a guiding line, so that way I know, oh, it's kind of hard to see on there, that everything up here is going to be with that gray. So I'm going to go ahead and color in that gray portion. And then I'm going to switch over to that black, but y'all, you got to press really lightly because I'm trying to get just a little bit dark of a gray here. I don't want it to be black. So you really need very light pressure here. And I'm just filling in that remaining portion, light pressure with my black crayon. And there he is. I think he looks fabulous, and I'm sure that yours does too.